Yes, guys. Good evening. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Yeah, Manoj, కింద చూస్తున్నాను. Ready. Guys, good evening. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Online. Online, can you hear me? Hello. We live a responsibility. Yes, good evening, Pankaj. Only Pankaj is giving the response. Pankaj and Sheikh. Yes, Swapnil. What happened? Okay, so let's get started. Excuse me, guys. So today we are going to discuss about subnetting. Okay. Maybe if you new to this class, you are unable to understand. I hope you understand. Yesterday you didn't come, right? So you see there, so this is a subnetting. If you know about IPv4, then you can understand. Okay. So at least a little bit about IPv4 if you know, then you are going to understand. Otherwise, it's too difficult. Okay. Yes, good evening, Ma. Right. So let's get started. Today, subnetting concept, guys. Subnetting means yes, guys, what is subnetting? Do you have any idea about subnetting? Huh? Yes, guys. What is exactly subnetting? Cloud engineers. Huh? AWS Azure. What is subnetting, guys? Yes, guys. What is subnetting? ECO. Echo. Okay. ECO means echo. I don't know much about code languages and chatting languages. Yes, good evening, guys. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Now it's okay, Yogesh. Yogesh, can you hear me? Am I audible, Yogesh? Right, good. Okay, so let's see, guys, here. So today we are going to discuss about subnetting. Coming to subnetting, we'll have two types. One is FLSM, another one is VLSM. FLSM stands for fixed length subnet mask. Very good, Pankaj. So fixed length subnet mask, FLSM stands for. VLSM stands for variable length subnet mask. How many types of subnets will have? Two types of subnets will have. One is FLSM, another one is VLSM, variable length subnet mask. Right, guys? So we are going to discuss about FLSM now. Okay. So you are a cloud engineer, otherwise you are an infrastructure engineer, right? So you got a one project, guys. Okay. So for your organization, so you people, you got a one project from vendor. Okay. According to your project requirement, you need to deploy the infrastructure, right? Okay. Otherwise, we can say one organization that try to starting new branch. Otherwise, got it, guys? They try to starting new branch. Maybe new project, maybe new branch. Okay. So for example, we'll have HCL organization. This is organizational unit, OU. OU stands for organizational unit. Those terminologies you need to remember. So OU means it's not a Osmania University. OU means organizational unit, right, guys? Okay. So under HCL organization, we'll have multiple departments. That's it now. HCL people that try to starting new branch somewhere in high-tech city, right? One more branch. So you are working as a system administrator into HCL. Your responsibility, you need to deploy the network for HCL people. So guys, assume this HCL having 200 members. This branch it having 200 members capacity. So those 200 members belongs to two different branches, means two different departments. So 100 people there belongs to IT department, 100 of people there belongs to BPO. Assume this HCL having two different departments into same branch, right? So one is IT department, another one is BPO. So 100 people, they're working as IT administrators, otherwise IT engineers, right? Not administrator, IT engineers. So 100 people, they're working into BPO, business process outsourcing. Got it, guys? Business process outsourcing. 100 people, they're working as a BPO associates. 100 people, they're working as a IT employees. Got it, guys? Now our responsibility, we need to deploy two different network with 100 missions. That's it now, guys. So 100 missions for IT department, 100 missions for BPO, 100 host for IT department. Means we need to deploy one network with 100 hosts for IT department. One more network for BPO with 100 hosts. I hope you got it. Yesterday we discussed which one is a preferable class to deploy the network into our organization. So always class C is a preferable network. So that's why we are going to consider class C network 192.168.1.0. So this is class C network, right? So this is network ID, means host bits if it is become 0, that is network ID. Host bits if it is become once means 255. So that is broadcast ID. We are not going to assign network ID and broadcast ID for host. We know that. Yesterday we discussed about what is broadcast ID and what is network ID and those all stuff. We are going to assign only valid IP addresses from 1 to 254. So 192.160.1.1, 192.160.1.2, 192.160.1.3, 192.160.1.4, like this we'll have 192.161.254. 1 to 254 is a valid IP addresses. Only valid IP addresses we are going to assign for host. We know that. Yes, no, right. So now 100 to 1 to 100 for IT department. So what is a subnet mask for this network, guys? This is a subnet mask, means compound wall. So this is a compound wall for this network. 255.255.255.0 means it's a subnet mask. It's a boundary. I hope you got it, right? So means 1 to 254, it having communication. I hope you got it, mine. So if you're using the subnet mask, what will happen? 1 to 254, they can communicate. So now what we are doing, we are trying to assigning 1 to 100 for IT department, 101 to 200 for BPO. That's it now. How many missions we need? 200 missions we need, means 200 IP addresses we need. So we'll have more than 200 into this network, right? So more than 200, 254 valid IP addresses will have. 1 to 100 for IT department, 101 to 200 for BPO department. So the problem, it got resolved, right? Yes, no. So now this is a subnet mask we need to use for this network. If you're using the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, what will happen? IT department, they can communicate with BPO. BPO people, they can communicate with IT. Yes, no. That is a good deployment. Yes. आपस में दो डिपार्टमेंट बात कर लेना, गुड डिप्लॉयमेंट है. IT is a different story. BPO is a different guy, different story, right? So we should not communicate. So IT people, they should not communicate with BPO, and BPO people, they should not communicate with IT. Yes, no. I hope you got it, guys. So we need to avoid the communication between those both the departments. They should not communicate. It's possible now? No, it's not possible. So if you're using this network, always it's not possible, because 1 to 254 having communication. Means IT department, it can communicate with BPO, and BPO people, they can communicate with IT. But this is not a good deployment. So we need to avoid the communication between those both the department. For example, this classroom capacity is a 256 chairs, guys. Chairs. They assume this classroom capacity is 256 chairs, right? Like our class C network, right? So -2, one chair for me, another chair for admin, for example. Remaining how many chairs will have? 254 chairs will have. Means those 254 chairs for whom? For students. Means valid IP addresses, right? So every day in my class, 100 people only they try to attending. Got it, guys? In Linux, only 100 people that try to attending. How many chairs will have? More than 200 chairs, means 254, exactly 254 valid chairs will have. In that, how many chairs it is? So we are going to occupy 100 shades we are going to occupy, and remaining waste. Yes, no. So that's why maybe another faculty, AWS faculty will have, right? So he's trying to conducting the AWS session in the same classroom. If they try to conducting AWS session for 100 people, what will happen? Always Linux students, they can communicate with AWS. AWS students, they can communicate with Linux students. Yes, no. That is good thing. एक ही क्लास में दो क्लासेस पढ़ाना ठीक लगेगा? No, right? Yes, no. Then how to avoid the communication between those both the people? Exactly. We need to allow them to conduct the classes into different classroom. Yes, no. So this classroom for Linux, another classroom for AWS. This is a solution. Yes, no. Right. So this network for whom? This network for IT department. Got it, guys. And we are going to get one more network. What happened, guys? 1 minute. See, we are going to get one more network. This is one classroom and we need one more classroom. Yes, we need one more classroom. So one more classroom means one more network. One more classroom means one more network. So let's see, guys, here. This is another network. 192.168.2.0 network. This is 1.0 network and this is 2.0 network. Means network ID, if it is changed, what will happen since it doesn't have the communication? So 192.168.2.0 network. This is one classroom. This is another classroom. I hope you got it. So it doesn't have the communication between those both. Now we are going to assign this network for IT department and this network for BPO. Then like this, we can avoid the communication between IT and BPO. Right, guys? How many IP addresses we are utilizing from this network, guys? Only 100. In this network, only 100. So what about remaining? More than 150 IP addresses we are wasting. Yes, no. Approximately more than 300 IP addresses we are wasting into both the networks. This is good deployment. If you are wasting those many IP addresses, what will happen? Broadcast, it will happen. More broadcast, it will happen. Unnecessary, every time it is going to perform the broadcast communication, right? Yes, no. This is also not a good deployment. For example, assume this classroom is a one network. In this classroom, we'll have 254 chairs, but every day 100 people only they are occupying. Remaining 154 chairs we are unnecessary wasting. And coming to another classroom, same capacity. So 254 chairs, but in that classroom also only 100 people they are occupying. Remaining 154 chairs we are wasting. In both the classroom, approximately more than 300 chairs we are wasting. So this is good thing. Instead of allocating the another classroom, we can divide this classroom into the two classrooms, right? That is called subnetting. I hope you got it, guys. Exactly what is subnetting. We are dividing one network into multiple network. So this is also, it's not a good deployment. So doesn't need, but we have more than 250 IP addresses in this. We are going to divide this network into the two networks. Total combination 256 divided by 2. 128. I hope you got it, guys, right? Okay, so usually many people, they are going to teach with the help of very lengthy formulas, but I'm not going to bother about those all kind of formulas. So if you know Apple, that is enough. Easily you are going to understand about subnetting. Apple, not mobile, okay? Apple fruit, okay? So Apple. So you know APPLE Apple, right? So if you know about Apple, चुटकी में सबनेटिंग बना पाओगे आप. I hope you got it, guys, right? So we are trying to comparing this network with this Apple. Don't say it's not looking like Apple. Assume this is Apple, okay? So got it, guys? So this is one Apple. This Apple capacity 0 to 255. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, the 15, 16 like this. Total 255 combinations will have 0 to 255 means 256 combinations. This Apple capacity. Okay. I'm going to teach you with the help of one story. Okay. Got it, guys? That. So uh, assume this. I have 4 to 5:30 class. You know, right? Before we have, right? So 4 to 5:30 class. After completing the 4 to 5:30 class, I have half an hour break. Again, I need to start 6 to 7:30, right? So in between 5:30 to 6, I have half an hour break, right? So in this break, so I need to have something to get the energy to teach some different class. Yes, no. Assume this, in my bag, I have only one apple. Got it, guys? So in my bag, I have only one apple. I got the apple from that bag, and then while I'm trying to having the apple, Chandramouli, he came to me. Then he's asking one question about Linux. Right, guys? Then what I should do? I have only one apple. I don't have another apple, right? Then what I should do this? I need to hide the apple, right? So we need to hide the apple, or otherwise we need to share the apple with Chandramouli. Don't give it. Okay. Right. So usually manners के लिए, right? So common sense and manners बोलते हैं ना इसके लिए. So usually Chandramouli come and sit here. Then I will explain you. First of all, have this apple like this. I am going to share the apple. How we are going to share this apple, guys? We need to cut this apple into the two pieces. Yes, no. How you are going to cut this apple into the two pieces? How you are going to cut this apple with the help of knife? We need one tool called knife. With the help of this knife tool, we are going to cut this apple into the two pieces. One piece for half piece for Chandramouli and half piece for me. Clear, guys? We require knife now. So this is one apple. This is one network. We need to cut this network. We need to divide this network into the two pieces, two parts. So here we require knife. Right, guys? Knife means don't get the original knife, okay? So here knife means we need to get customize a subnet mask. So this is a default subnet mask. If you're using this default subnet mask, we'll have the communication from 1 to 254. We have the communication in between, right? But we need to avoid the communication. Means we need to divide this network into the two pieces. So 256 divided by 2. Each part is a 128 combinations will have. This part having 128 combination, this part having 128 combination. Always we need to do -2 because one is network ID, another one is broadcast ID. Yesterday we discussed each and every network it having one network ID and broadcast ID. So that's why we are avoiding -2. Total 126 valid IP addresses will have in each part. Now, how we need to divide this apple into the two pieces? We need knife, right? How you are going to get the knife? So let's see, guys. Guys, this is a default subnet mask. We know yesterday we discussed. Can we write this default subnet mask into binary? It's possible. Yes, guys. Always we are going to get this default subnet mask from binary itself only, na? And we are trying to rewriting again into binary from numerical value to. I hope you got it. So 255 means 8 ones. 8 ones. 8 ones dot 8 ones dot 8 ones dot 8 zeros, right? That's it now. 8 zeros. Got it, guys. So this is a default subnet mask binary value. So 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot and 0. 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot 0. What is this, guys? Slash 24. What is that? Exactly slash 24. 255, 255, 255, 0. slash 24, both are same. Slash means CIDR, CIDR. CIDR stands for classless inter-domain routing. Classless inter-domain routing. CIDR or slash notation, whatever if you want to can say. If you go to real time, many people they are going to intimate to you how many hosts will have into this network with the help of CIDR only. How we got the CIDR 24? 24 network bits. 24 network bits means we have 256 combinations. कैसे बताएं? Let's see. So coming to class A, what is the side of a class A? Yes, guys, what is the side of a class A according to this? 8. Means one network, right? 8 bits each octet having 8 bits, right? Means only one network octet will have in class A. Yesterday we discussed, right? See guys, here, one network, 3 hosts. So can we write like this? Slash 8 means, actually this is a CIDR. It will define your boundary. How many combinations will have? Those many combinations will have. Slash 8 means minus 2 why? One is network ID, another one is broadcast ID. Got it, guys? Now, so coming to class B CIDR slash 16. Actually, yesterday we did few calculations. With the help of that calculations only, you are going to get the boundary range. समझ में आया किस लिए पढ़ा है बोल के कल? So this is a total 65,536 minus 2. Got it? Coming to here, slash 24 means 256 minus 2. Got it now? Why we discuss those kind of calculations yesterday? I said now, tomorrow you are going to understand very clearly like that. So because of this calculation only, you are going to get the combinations. Clear now? So here 24 means, I hope you got it now. 24 means 256 combinations. If you want, you can write 255.255.255.0, as well as if you want, you can write slash 24 also. It's a CIDR. Means there is no subnets into this class C. Means it's a total one network. This network capacity is a 256 combination. We need to do minus 2. Total 254 valid IP addresses will have in this network. As of now, I hope you're clear. Now we need knife. Yes, no. Guys, definition wise, subnetting means we are going to convert the host bit into network bit. Definition wise. So exactly what is subnetting means? We are converting host bit into network bit, that is called subnetting. Converting host bits into network bit, that is subnetting. Remember this line, that's enough. Easily you can do the subnetting everything. We are converting host bit into network bit, that is subnetting. We are converting host bit into network bit. So how many host bits will have, guys? 8 bits, right? Not octet. Bits I'm saying. Bits means 8. So now first host bit we are going to convert into network bit. Now how many network bits will have in this subnet? 25. 24 plus 1, 25, right? Yes, no. Already yesterday we discussed total 32 bits, they got divided into 4 octet, each octet having 8 bits, each bit having one fixed value. 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 4 like this we discussed yesterday. Yes, no? This one, guys. This one. 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 5, and 2 to the power of 6, and 2 to the power of 7. Remember this one. So, coming to here, this bit value, how much? 2 to the power of 7. First bit value is a 2 to the power of 7, right? 2 to the power of 7 is equal to how much? 128. Can we write like this? 255.255.255.128. This is knife. This is knife. With the help of this subnet, this is a customized subnet mask. This is a knife. It will act like as a knife. It will avoid the communication between those both the bits. If you want, you can write this subnet. If you want, you can write /25. Both are same. /25 means how many? 256 divided by 2. 128 minus 2. Clear now? Simple, man. No need to bother about formulas and those old stuff. I hope you got it, right? So now we have one subnet. We divide this network into the two networks. So this part is a 128 combination minus 2. 126 valid IP addresses will have. So 126 is the nearest value for IT. We are not going to get exactly 100. Got it, guys? And 126 is the nearest value for BPO. Instead of using this default subnet mask, better to use this customized subnet mask. Then IT, it's unable to communicate with BPO, and BPO people also, they're unable to communicate with IT. So range, always we need to start from 192.168.1.0. This is network ID. 192.168.1.127. This is broadcast ID. Okay. In between, how many valid IP addresses will have? 124. Oh, sorry, 6, not 4. 126. Total 128 combination. Minus 2 we should do. This is network ID and this is broadcast ID. In between, we'll have 126 valid IP addresses. This 126 valid IP addresses we are going to assign for IT. And we end with 127, right? Always we need to start from 128, right? 192.168.1.128 to 192.168.1.255. This is network ID and it's a broadcast ID. In between, we'll have 126 valid IP addresses. This 126 valid IP addresses we are going to assign for BPO. And which subnet mask we need to use? We need to use this one instead of this. So for this also, IT also, we need to use this one. For BPO also, we need to use this one. Otherwise, people, they will provide like this in real-time environment. You need to understand, in this network, you will have 128 combinations like that. समझ गए? कौन सा? /25 का मतलब क्या है? 25 नेटवर्क बिट्स. सो 25 नेटवर्क बिट्स कब आएंगे आपको? ये जो नेटवर्क को दो पार्ट करने के बाद में आएंगे. समझ रहे हैं? अभी एक पार्ट में कितने कॉम्बिनेशन है? 128 कॉम्बिनेशन. इसका मतलब क्या है? 25 मतलब 128 कॉम्बिनेशन minus 2 126 valid IP addresses. 24 का मतलब 256 combination minus 2 254 valid IP addresses. I hope you got it. /16 का मतलब 65,536 minus 2. /8 का मतलब I don't know number. We need to check. Okay. So this much. Got it, guys? More than 1 billion combinations will have. जीरो ऐड नहीं करना है, 128 ऐड करना है. वही बोल रहा हूं मैं. 128 is a knife. 255.255.255. Don't use 0. We need to provide 128 because we are converting host bit into network bit. This network bit value is a 128. So that's why we need to write like this: 255.255.255.128. This is a customized subnet mask. It will act like as a knife to avoid the communication between those both the parts. यहाँ पे ये हाँ ये 1 का वैल्यू 128 है ना, कल हम लोग डिस्कस किए थे ना, इसके वजह से फर्स्ट बिट का वैल्यू कितना है 2 to the power of 7 128, राइट? सो इसीलिए 128. I hope you're clear, guys. This is all about FLSM, pixel length subnet mask. So if you're having pixel length 100 100 200 200 like 50 50 like this, you can do. Got it, guys? Now we are going to discuss about variable length subnet mask. Variable length subnet mask. So with the /24 we can have maximum 2 subnets. As yes, if you're having class C network, you'll have maximum 2 subnets, each network having 128 combinations. Clear? Right. So now let's see, guys, coming to VLSM. So variable length subnet mask. Variable length means different lengths. So for example, we'll have an organization called CTS, right? CTS having 3 different departments: HR, account, IT. So HR department having 20 people, account department having 50 people. So IT department having 100 people. Okay. 1 minute, Pankaj, let it complete this one. Okay. So got it, guys. HR having 20, account having 50, then IT having 100. This is different length. We don't have fixed length. So 20, 50, 100 like this will have, right? So we know already ample formula. So we know how we need to divide one network into the 2 parts. So we need to convert host bit, first host bit into network bit. We know that before we discuss, right? First host bit into network bit, right? So usually this is /24. So if you're converting, it will become 25, means 25 network bits. So can we write like this? First, this part, total 128 combination minus 2, 192.168.1.02, 192.168.1.127. This is network ID and it's a broadcast ID. In between, we'll have 126 valid appearances. So 126 is a nearest value for 100. So that's why this part we are going to assign for IT department. We need customized subnet mask knife, right? So this is a knife 255.255.128. Already we know this bit value is a 128. So if you want, you can write instead of this /25 also, both are same. Got it, guys? Both are same. Maybe if you're unable to find the subnet field, you need to define our network range with the help of CIDR. Remember, while you're trying to creating the VPC, you doesn't have any subnet field. You need to define the network range with CIDR. पता है अभी what is /8, how many combinations will have? What is /16, how many combinations will have? What is /24, how many combinations will have? 24 also, it's a very huge combination. So that's why we are trying to dividing into the multiple subnets. This classroom is a very huge classroom, man. So that's why we are trying to doing into, in between, we are trying to making few partitions. We are dividing this classroom into the 2 different classrooms now, with the help of one partition in between. So we are going to call to our, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, builder, and then he's going to make one small partition. I hope you got it, right? Okay. So as of now, I hope you're clear. We have another half apple. I have another half apple, guys. I'm going to continue the story, okay? So half apple I have given to whom? Chandramouli. I have another half apple, right? While I'm trying to having another half apple, then in between, Sandhya, she came to me and then she's asking about networking. Then what I should do? Tell me. I have only half piece, right, guys? Again, I need to cut this half piece into the 2 parts. Each part is a quarter, right? Not that quarter, okay? So clear. So 1/4. So 1/2 piece will have, we need to divide this half piece into the 2 parts again. So I need knife again. So I need to cut this half apple into the 2 parts. So this is half apple combinations, 128 combination, 128 divided by 2. Because 128 is a very huge value for account, right? Only 50 missions we need, 50 IP addresses we need. Why unnecessary we need to waste remaining more than 60, 70? Yes, no. So that's why we need to divide this half apple into the two parts again. So 128 divided by 2, how much? 64. 64 minus 2, 62. 62 is the nearest value for 50. I hope you got it, guys. So how we are going to get this one? Again, second host bit we need to convert into network bit. Second host bit. So this bit value is a 128. This bit value is a 64. 128 plus 64, how much? 192. That's it, now, guys. 128 plus 64, 192. Can we write like this? 255.255.255.192. Right? So this is another knife to cut this apple into the two pieces again, that half apple. So can we write like this /26? Yes, always. So means 125. Actually, total combinations 256. Sorry. /24 means 256 minus 2. So 25 means how many combinations? 128. Very good. Minus 2. Yes, no. Got it, guys? What happened? Next. How much? 64. Not 24. 64 minus 2. I hope you got it. Clear? This part, excuse me, guys. This part we are going to assign for account. So 62 is the nearest value for 50. So range, we end with 127. Always we need to start from 128. 192.168.1.128. This is network ID. 192.168.1.191. It's a broadcast ID. In between 62 valid IP addresses will have. In between 62 valid IP addresses will have. The 62 valid IP addresses we are going to assign for who? Account. For Sandhya, according to our scenario. Okay. So we are going to assign for account department, right? Clear. I hope you're clear, guys. Next, 20 missions network we need. So how many combinations we'll have here? 64. I have very small piece. 1/4 piece I have along with me. Again, while I'm trying to having this apple, in between Raju, he came to me. Raja. Raja, he came to me. Then he's asking one more doubt. Then again, what I should do? In the small piece itself only, I need to cut. Okay. So I have very small piece. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the small piece into the again two pieces because 64 is a huge value for this one, right? 64 is a huge value for 20, right? So that's why we are dividing 64 into again two parts. Means third host bit we need to convert into network bit. Simple. Means 3 host bits we need to convert into the network bit. Got it, guys? Yes, no. 128 plus 64 plus 32. How much? 224. So can we write like this? 255.224. So this is for HR. Can we write like this /27? /27 means how many combinations? 32. Very good. Super. Now 32 is the nearest value for 20. Yes, no. If you're dividing 32 into again two parts, what will happen? It is not going to assign. We are unable to assign because 32 minus 2, how much? 16. 16 means it's not going to fit. So that's why 32. 32 is the nearest value for HR, right? We are going to assign 30 valid IP addresses for HR department. Range 192.168.1.192 to 192.168.1.223. This is network ID. and it's a broadcast ID. And in between, we'll have how many valid IP addresses? 30 valid IP addresses. So 30 valid IP addresses we are going to assign for HR department. We are wasting hardly 10. You can say you can assign maybe few more missions into your network backup. Unnecessary wasting more than 150 IP addresses. We are wasting hardly 10, 20 like that only. Got it, guys? I hope you're clear. Yes, no. So like this, you can divide one network into multiple network. It's a very easy, right? Okay. So you people, you are doing AWS and those kind of stuff, right? AWS, DevOps, those kind of stuff you're doing. So that's why my responsibility, I'm going to teach how we need to implement the AWS network into AWS cloud. So AWS, it's not going to follow those rules. What I have given the rules from 2 days onwards is AWS people, they're not going to follow. AWS, they have their own network. Right, guys? AWS, it having their own network, they're going to follow VLSM, variable length subnet mask. Coming to AWS, if you want to can go with class A, if you want to can go with class B, if you want to can go with class C, whatever it may be, minimum 16, maximum 28. Below 16, it won't accept. More than 28 CIDR, it won't accept. Well, if you want to can try to create the VPC with 8, you're going to get error. Got it, guys? So let's see here. Now what we are doing in the sense, coming to AWS, it may be class A network, it may be class B network, it may be class C network, whatever it may be. So minimum 16 CIDR. 16 CIDR means how many combinations? 16 CIDR means how many combinations, guys? 65,536. Class A. Coming to normal legacy /8 is a CIDR. But coming to AWS, 16, not 8. Minimum 16, maximum 28. Means class A also having 65,536 combinations. Class B CIDR 16. 16 means 65,536. Coming to AWS, it may be class A, it may be class B. Minimum 16, maximum 28. Below 16, you are unable to provide. Maximum 20, more than 28, you don't accept. Coming to class C. What happened, guys? Same. Actually, 24, right? Class C CIDRs are 24, right? But the AWS, same. 16 minimum, maximum 28. So 16 means how much? How many combination? 65,536 minus 2. So usually 17, 18, if you want to can use, it's not a problem. 17 means 65,536 divided by 2. Usually people, they won't use. Maximum they are going to use 24. 256 minus 2. Okay, right? But coming to AWS, minus 5, not 2. In AWS, why? You need to say actually. You need to say who completed VPCs, you people, you need to say. Huh? Why? So you are asking to me, huh? So /25 means, don't worry, I will tell you. Okay. So 128 minus 5 in AWS. Coming to legacy, minus 2 only. Already minus 2 we know. One is network ID, broadcast ID. Remaining 3 IP addresses we should know. /26 means how much? 26 means 64, right? 64 minus 26, right? 64 minus 5. /27 means 32 minus 5. /28 means 16 minus 5, how many? 11 means minimum 11, maximum 65,536 networks we can create. Means those many hosts we can assign into one network. Minimum 11 host assign कर पाएंगे, maximum to maximum 65,536. Right, guys? Many people, while you are trying to creating the VPC, you are going to get many errors. Yes, no? वो तो VPC 5 VPC बना सकते, वो अलग है. ये एक VPC के अंदर हम लोग, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, that is your AWS story. Okay, that is your AWS story. So we can create 5 VPCs. How many elastic addresses we can assign? How many instances we can create? How many EBS volume we can assign? वो जाके पढ़ो घर पे. Right. So, right, guys. So now better to use 16 while you are trying to creating the VPC. For example, if you're following this method, you are going to avoid the errors. Simple, man. Many people, what they are going to do in the sense, assume this will have 6,000 square feet place. 6,000 square feet place. I have utilized entire 6,000 square feet place to build one classroom. If you need to build another classroom, do we have any space there? So that's why you are going to get error. अब लोग क्या करोगे? While you are trying to creating the VPC, you are going to provide 24 or 16, whatever it may be. But same CIDR you are going to provide for subnet. VPC means place. In that place, we are trying to making small classrooms. Each classroom is a one subnet. So वहां पे हम लोगों को प्लेस रहना चाहिए ना, तभी आप लोग क्लास बना पाओगे. Yes, no? So you are trying to creating one VPC with /16. Again, you are going to create one subnet with /16. What will happen? Entire 65,536, it is going to occupy for that particular subnet, right? While you're trying to creating another subnet, always you're going to get error, overlapping. वही बोल रहा हूं मैं, ये logic. So means if you want to can use 16, if you want to can use 24, while you're trying to creating the subnet, you need to provide lower value than VPC. For example, best practice /16 for VPC. For subnets 24 to 28 your wish. So इसका मतलब क्या है? 65,536 कॉम्बिनेशंस पे हम लोग एक सबनेट पे 256 कॉम्बिनेशन असाइन कर रहे हैं. मतलब वी आर गोइंग टू create 254, not 254, 256 minus 5, how much? 251. 251 instances we can launch in that subnet. But you are unable to launch because limit is 20 only. Yes, no? Limit is 20 only, you are unable to launch. Magar, while if you're having, what is it, Pankaj? Unknownly if you're trying overlapping only. वही बोल रहा हूँ ना यार मैं भी. Got it, guys? So many people, what they are going to do, they are going to provide 24 for VPC. Again, they are going to provide 16 for subnet. I hope you got it, right? See, अपने पास 2,000 स्क्वायर फीट का प्लेस है, and then उस पे आप 6,000 स्क्वायर फीट की जो क्लासरूम बनने के लिए ट्राई कर रहे हो. कैसे होगा? ओवरलैपिंग ही होएगा ना. Got it? For doing best practice, better to use 16 for VPC. For subnets 24 to 28 your wish. जितने चाहिए उतने बना लो उसके अंदर 65,536 कॉम्बिनेशन पे. 255 it is going to occupy from 65,536. Again, you can create one more subnet. It is going to 256. It is going to occupy same to 65,536 combinations. So like this you can create. I hope you got it right. Yes, no? Right. So how many subnets we can create? How many subnets we can create? आप subnet और host के बारे में confuse मत हो. Subnet means one classroom. Host means you people. Right. अभी मेरे पास एक place है. So 60,536 का place. उसके अंदर मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, in that place what I'm doing, I'm trying to dividing multiple classrooms, I'm trying to building multiple classroom, each classroom capacity 256, so 256 बच्चे वहां पे बैठ पाएंगे, right? That is one classroom. That classroom is a subnet. I hope you got it right. So clear. So now what is this 5? What is this 5? Why we need to avoid those 5 IP addresses? Yes, AWS. It may be class A, it may be class B. I think Chandramouli he completed. 192.168.1.0, or otherwise if you want, you can use 10.0.0 also, it's not a problem. So class A, class B, whatever it may be, same only. So this is class A network, 10.0.0.0, 10.0.0.0. So this is, you know already, network ID. All the host, if it is becomes 0, that is network ID. All the host, if it is becomes 1s, that is, we know that, right? Broadcast ID. ये दो को छोड़ के बाकी के 3 क्या है? 10.0.0.0.1. This is default routing IP addresses, default router. Default routers IP addresses. While you're trying to creating the VPC, automatically it will create one default router. For that router, this IP address it is going to assign. Then only you can route the traffic. Got it? Next, 10.0.0.2. This is DNS. Always you should have the DNS, then only you can assign the names, right? For DNS. Then 10.0.0.3, this is for future purpose. Those 5 IP addresses we are not going to assign for host in AWS. Host means EC2 instance. वो दूसरा कुछ तो भी समझेंगे आप लोग. Host, EC2 instance, client, everything is same only. Right, guys? I hope you're clear, right? So we are avoiding those 5 IP addresses from that network. From that, if you're having 24, so means that subnet it having 256. From 256, automatically 5 it is going to avoid. Means we can launch 251 instances. But anyway, in free tier account, it's not possible. I hope you got it, guys, right? So if you need to reduce the broadcast, so instead of providing 250, instead of providing 24, you can give 28. Means 11 missions only we can launch that set. 11 IP addresses only it is going to assign for EC2 instances. 11 instances only we can launch. More than 11 we are unable to launch. अभी समझ में आ गया इसका अंदर का मतलब? हाँ, minimum 11, maximum 65,536. So if VPC /16 and then subnet 24 means yes, that is what I said na. VPC having 65,536 capacity. From that 65,536, we are going to occupy 256 first subnet in that -5. So we'll have valid addresses 251. एक सबनेट में अभी आपके पास बड़ा जगह है यार, so we'll have one place, right? You are not going to utilize entire space for one classroom, right? What you are going to do, you are going to make multiple classrooms. Yes, no? So ये क्लासरूम का कैपेसिटी कितना चाहिए बल्कि हम लोग डिफाइन करना चाहिए ना. We need to define that. So with the help of CIDR, we are going to define the classroom means subnet size. That is called subnet sizing. Is a concept in VPC. It's a very, very important. Please focus on it. So definitely you are going to get few questions in interview. Now I hope you're good. So you people are experts now. Pros, right? So yes, no. From now onwards, right? Okay. So this is all about subnetting, guys. So this is all about IPv4. So now we are going to perform few practical sessions. So a few basic commands usually we are going to use into networking, especially in Linux operating system, we are going to discuss, and we don't have much time now. Just I'll teach you few commands, and tomorrow I'll teach you how we need to assign the IP addresses. We'll have different ways in Linux. So how to assign the IP addresses in those all. Tomorrow I'm going to complete maximum. Tomorrow I'm going to complete networking concept. So day after tomorrow, I'm going to teach SSH. Tomorrow I'll teach you, if you're having time tomorrow, I will teach how to deploy an isolated network into our machines. Got it? Then you are going to become pro. Got it? It's as a professional, okay? Pro means. So you are going to become pakka professional, right? Okay, so let's see guys here. We are going to execute few basic commands related to networking. Pankaj, I don't know much about Azure, ma. Okay. So maybe in future we'll see. I didn't focus on Azure. At present, I have the knowledge in AWS and Linux itself only. Okay. It's not a big deal. Same concepts only will have. That's it. That's it. In AWS, not into on-premises. On-premises, while we are discussing before, right, about -2, that is on-premises. Class A 8, Class B 16, Class C 24, that is for on-premises. Coming to AWS, then you can follow the scenario 16 to 28. It may be Class A, it may be Class B, it may be Class C. This correct only. Correct only. Pankaj. So login as a root user, login as a root user. Right. So now we are going to discuss about networking related basic commands. So first command, excuse me guys, ipconfig. So ipconfig is a command, right? So it will show you your interface details. Interface means NIC card. If you don't know about NIC card, I have given this much of information about NIC card. If you don't know about NIC card, what you are going to understand about NIC card, Navya? I hope you got it. Why I have given that scratch from scratch itself only information because of this reason. So you people, you don't know much about NIC cards, right? So what you are going to do? ये IP address ही बताएगा बोल के सोच रहे हो आप बहुत सारे लोग. NIC card it having MAC address, IP addresses, gateways and everything. So actually there is no network here. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to connect the network. Then you are going to get one IP address automatically for this mission. How to connect the network, how to connect the internet, everything I'll tell you. Don't worry. NAT only, no? Actually, this it's disabled, so that's why. Yes, Pankaj, you're asking something. FLSM is open, VLSM in AWS. No, it's not like this. AWS, they are trying to following VLSM. That's it. It's not like this. VLSM for AWS, FLSM for on-premises. VLSM, FLSM, both we are going to use for on-premises. But AWS people, especially, they are following VLSM. That's it. Can we assign two IP address to one network? From the day one onwards, I am saying IP address is a unique. Can we provide the one number for multiple peoples, guys? One contact number for multiple people? It's possible. The day one, while I'm trying to starting with this word itself only. Networking, I have started with this word itself on IP addresses. IP addresses are unique like that I said. Unique means एक नंबर चारों को असाइन करना है नहीं है ना स्टार्टिंग स्टार्टिंग वही बताया था मैं I said contact number. Simple. One contact number, those ISPs, they are going to provide for multiple people. एक contact number एक ही का रहता है एक बंदे का ही रहता See, clearly I said you are coming again starting. Yesterday I said we have the one range for private IP addresses. I think he's not allowing to me teach remaining concepts, right? Huh? See, I said public IP addresses are different and private IP addresses are different. One coming to class A 10.0.0.02, 10.255.255, that is private range for class A. Coming to class B 170.16.0.02, 170.31.255.255, that is for class B private range. Coming to class C 192.160.1. Sorry, 192.160.0.02, 192.160.255.255. This is a private range. Apart from this, everything for public like that I said. दोनों भी क्यों सेम रहते हैं यार ऐसा कैसा होता है बोलो got it public and private both how it should same right I said private IP addresses are different and public IP addresses are different right different range then how it should same nahi hota na right so let's see guys here so if config 1 minute give me 1 minute I'm going to assign a network for this one what happened reboot it okay instead of wasting time I'm going to use another machine man so I'm going to use this machine this is best this machine having some bugs so that's why See guys, yeah, okay. So now ipconfig is a command. See guys, I got automatically IP address. This is our interface name. Interface name is NIC card name. Yesterday we discussed about NIC card, not yesterday, day before yesterday, I think, right? So NIC card name EN016777736. Otherwise, ETH1 will have ENPS1, some different names will have. It's not a big problem. It's not a big deal. Easily we can identify with the help of ipconfig command, right? And this network is up, means this NIC card, it's up, it's working, right? And MTU means maximum transaction unit. Your packet size, minimum 64, maximum 1500. You try to sending the packet from one machine to another machine. The packet size maximum 1500. Data jo send kar rahe ho na, the data it is going to divide into the packets. That is a packet size, right? MTU means maximum transaction unit. So this is IPv6. No need to bother. And guys, this is IPv4. So we are getting this IP address automatically from DHCP server. In our organization, we'll have Wi-Fi router or some kind of devices. Those devices is providing automatic IP address for this mission. So we have one more important interview point of question. Guys, without IP address, can we start the mission? It's possible. Yes, no. Without IP address, there is no network, guys. You didn't connect any internet. Can we start laptop? इंटरनेट के बिना लैपटॉप स्टार्ट नहीं कर पाओगे? क्या बोल रहे हो यार आप लोग? Without internet, can we start the laptop or not? Yes, no, right? Usually, automatically, remember, without IP address, you are unable to start the laptop and desktops. If you doesn't have the network operating system, what it is going to do in the sense, it is going to assign one IP address called APIPA. APIPA. Automatic something will have APIPA full form. Automatically, it is going to assign one IP address for this mission. Then only you are going to start. Otherwise, even if you doesn't have the internet also, your mission is having IP address. That is called APIPA. This is a very, very important interview point of question. Remember, APIPA. You search in Google APIPA full form, then you are going to get something automatic, something will have forgot, man. So you can search in Google. It's not a big deal. Okay. Right, guys. So let's see here. This is IPv4. Automatically, we are going to get from DHCP server. This is not APIPA. This is automatic IP address we are getting from DHCP server. And this is subnet because IP class C, right? Class C subnet default 255.255.255.0. And this is broadcast. So with the help of this broadcast IP address only, the broadcasting it is going to happen, right? And this is IPv6 and this is IPv6 header. And this is Ethernet means MAC address. RX means receiving packets. How many packets we receive? As of now, 32,031 packets we received, right? And bytes in KBs. And there is no errors, there is no drops, there is no overruns. Properly, we got a packet. So maybe while you're trying to sending the packet, sometimes you're going to get the error. If you're having network issue, always you're going to get the errors like that. Okay. So TX means transferring packets. So 130 packets we transfer in bytes in KBs. Got it now? So ipconfig is a command. It is going to provide the detailed information about your interfaces. So I have one interface that is EN016777736. One interface means one virtual NIC card. One virtual NIC card. So the NIC card status is up. Then it's trying to sending packets MTU, maximum transaction unit 1500. And this is IPv4 IP address. And this is subnet mask. And this is a broadcast IP address. And this is IPv6. And this is IPv6 header. And Ethernet means MAC address. 1000 Mbps Ethernet will have means gigabit Ethernet. अपना जो हम लोग पढ़े थे ना, while we are discussing about NIC at the time, Ethernet, fast Ethernet, gigabyte Ethernet, so 1000 Mbps will have, right? By default, all the laptops are having 1000 Mbps nowadays. So, okay. So RX means receiving packets, TX means transferring packet. LO means loop back. So what is the use of loop back? Very good. To check the NIC card. So to know the NIC card details, we are going to use loop back, right? So some host, not some host, actually many people, they have YouTube knowledge. I understand. I understand. 127.0.0.1 means it's a loopback IP address to check the NIC card, whether it can send the data, we can receive the data, outgoing and inbound traffic. We can check whether we are receiving or we are sending like that. Okay. Okay. Local host like that. Nowadays, people are saying local host by default IP address 127.0.0.1 only. Actually, it's a loopback IP address. Clear? So within a mission, if you need to communicate within a mission, so means your NIC card, whether it is working properly or not, we are going to use this one. So I'm MTU and this is a loopback IP address. Always class A, 127 means 127.0.0.1. So if you ping with this one, if you're getting the reply from this IP address, means your NIC card, it's working properly. 64 bytes from 127.0.0.1. ICMP means something internet communication messaging protocol. Sequence number, TTL stands for time to live, 64 bytes and in milliseconds. Each packet, we are getting ICMP packets from 127.0.0.1 with ping command. So Control C to stop. Continuously, you are going to get the reply. Control C to stop. If you want, you can add -C4 like this. Then you are going to receive 4 packets automatically. It is going to drop. It is not going to provide continuously. -4, -6, -8 like this you can give. 8 packets you are going to receive from 127.0.0.1. Ping is a command to check the communication between two different machines in one network, right? To check the communication between both the machines, means multiple machines. It may be, we'll have multiple machines into our network. We need to check whether it can communicating or not. So that's why we are going to use ping command. So got it, guys? Okay. So anyway, we'll continue tomorrow and we have few basic commands I will teach you tomorrow, right? And then after that, we are going to start how to assign the IP addresses, how we need to assign the subnets, and how we need to modify the IP addresses with the help of different commands. Tomorrow we are going to discuss NMTUI, NMCLI, network scripts. Those 3 ways I'm going to teach you how we need to modify the IP addresses into our Linux machine, right? So that's all for today. That's all for today as of now, and then tomorrow we are going to continue. Okay. So I hope you're clear, guys. Yes, no? Right. So see you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.